Hey guys, welcome back to Baldos Gun Shop, the hunting and shooting podcast. This is a long awaited third episode. Sorry to keep you guys waiting, but the last couple of weeks have been kind of hectic, and this is the first real opportunity I've had to sit down, write out what I wanted for the episode, and record it. So, better late than never, right? Before we get into anything, into the meat of the episode, there's two things I want to address. The first one is I want to send out my congratulations to Ensign Tom McCarthy of the U.S. Navy, who just completed his first solo flight this past week down in Texas. Congratulations, Tom. I know me personally, and I'm pretty sure every one of your friends back home is sending their best regards and congratulations. So keep up the good work, buddy. The second thing I want to address is just recently they came out and said that Governor Cuomo was suspending the ammunition regulations as part of the SAFE Act. After doing some reading, it sounded good at first, but it sounds like they're just confirming they're not going to implement the background checks for ammunition sales till they have the actual database set up, which is logical, but it's 2015 now. They still haven't, after 2 years, have anything set up. So it tells you how far along they are. I don't know. It sounded like a victory for gun rights, but at the same time, it doesn't. I think the only time we can be rest assured as gun owners in New York State is when the complete law is repealed and taken out. The law was illogical to begin with, let alone everything they added on to it. And doesn't seem the politicians want to be the actual representative of the people. No, they're playing party line, so they're trying to maintain their seat and all that garbage. But on today's episode, I'm gonna address my favorite gun writer, Jack O'Connor, and his favorite rifle caliber, the .270 Winchester. And I was gonna have a good hunting story for you, but my father doesn't seem to want to be on the podcast right now. He's not the most talkative person as it is now, let alone recording something, which I can understand, but at the same time, it irritates me a bit. But what are you gonna do? You can't bring a horse to water. You can't make it drink. So might as well get on with the show instead of dwelling on what could have been and would have been. Besides my father, there are few people in the hunting world I respect as much as Jack O'Connor. A well-respected writer and an outdoorsman you can't find many better, especially in today's hunting world. Born in 1902 Arizona, he honed his skills hunting the deer, sheep, and jackrabbits of the desert. After service in the military and years as a professor of journalism at the University of Arizona, he quit to write full-time in 1945. He's most famous for his years writing for Outdoor Life, which started in 1939, I believe. The emotion that he poured into his writing could bring the reader along with him on hunts from the deserts of the American West through the majestic peaks of the Rockies, chasing the bighorn ram, to the plains of Africa. He took many a safari in Africa. He's a braver man than me. Being the shooting editor of Outdoor Life also afforded Jack the opportunity to advocate for his favorite rifle cartridge, the aforementioned 270 Winchester. A caliber so closely linked to him, it could have been his middle name. He's the only person I can actually... What's the word I'm looking for? He's so synonymous with it. When you think of one, you think of the other. Like, I can't think of another cartridge that really does that. Everything else is kind of... You had your advocates for different cartridges, but... Nobody was as big a fan of the 270 as this man. Maybe my father. He was also well known for his hunt. God damn it, I can't talk. Sorry. His adventures hunting the large North American sheep, which included the bighorn ram, the stone sheep, the Dall sheep, the desert bighorn. I think there's 4 or 5. Bighorn, Dall, stone, desert bighorn. He became a double Grand Slam holder, which means he shot... A Grand Slam is basically you take one of each of the different species of sheep. It's a big achievement for hunters. Oh, and especially today, it's very expensive. I think I was looking at a desert bighorn sheep hunt in Arizona, and it was... Oh, God. If you could get the out-of-state license for it, it was... God. At least 10 grand, I think. Which is, for a sheep, it's... But then again, everyone's making big money these days, so it's all relative, I guess. I don't know. All his hunts and writing books and articles about sheep hunting actually helped develop the conservation of the said species. Yeah, I said species. That's how you'd think I'd be more polished at this by now, but what are you gonna do? That's one thing anti-hunters don't understand about hunters. The money spent on hunts goes to help, in part, conserve game and land for generations to come. More money is raised for hunting through hunting to actually save the species and the hunting lands than anything. All anti-hunter. What do anti-hunters do? All their propaganda. They like to talk, but they don't put their money where their mouth. They don't back up what they say. Sorry. They preach and preach and preach, but what do? What are they out there? No. They like to hear themselves talk, and they like the hip factor, like they're doing their part. What are you doing? You're just wasting all of our time. And you're attacking people for doing something doing a legal activity that in the end is actually helping the animals they're going after. If these people want to come after people, how about you go after the fucking poachers who butcher rhinos and elephants for their tusks? just the tusks. At least when a hunter shoots an elephant in Africa, they donate the meat to the local tribes who depend on that food. The money spent helps pay for stuff in that area. I mean, but they want to lump us in with poachers, and poachers are the most disgusting group of people. Besides pedophiles, poachers are on my number 2 on my shit list. That's what they don't understand. Like, go after the poachers, people that are brutalizing nature for money. Instead of fucking an honest guy going out for a hunt. But like the Hollywood elite and all these liberals, they like to hear themselves talk, and they demonize us. But that's okay, right? Got a little bit off track there. I'm sorry. I get on my soapbox and start preaching, and besides being associated with the Outdoor Life magazine, he was also an unofficial advocate for Winchester rifles. His preferred rifle being the Model 70, and his 2 favorite rifles to hunt with were customized Model 70s and 270. Shocking. He took them all over the world and bagged plenty of game with them, from deer all the way up to grizzly bear. He was a big advocate of knowing the gun you're shooting, in the sense that he could take any gun and hunt well, I wouldn't say any gun, because they say the 22 can shoot any game, but no. What I'm saying is, you take his 270, he could go for the big grizzly Kodiak brown bears. If you know your gun and you know where it's shooting and how it's shooting, you could take the game, that game animal. See, other gun writers, they advocate big Magnum rifles. They like to overbore. What's the point of having this big gun if you don't know how to shoot it? That man did more work with guns that fit him than anybody. Especially today, they gotta have 3.5-inch mag shotgun shells, and they gotta have these big Magnum rifles. Why? You want to sound like you just want to show off? Because you're not doing any good for yourself. And half the time the people they're too scared to shoot them. My dad told me the story when he was hunting bear in Ontario, Canada. They wanted only 30 caliber and up rifles for it. He shot both his bear with his 280 Remington cartridge. After that, they switched these big Magnums. You had people with 338s. Somebody had a 416 Rigby, I think. They're too scared to shoot them. What's your point? If you can't shoot your gun, then why you shouldn't be out in the field, because you're going to hurt yourself or hurt others. When Winchester back on topic. When Winchester switched their rifles post 1964, they had hell to pay with Jack. Just like President Johnson said when he lost concrete. He lost concrete. No, when he lost Cronkite, he had lost Vietnam. Winchester lost Jack. The cheapened rifle did not sit well with him and any old school hunter like him. Things would get better, but the damage was done. The post-64 Winchester is the most hated eras of that company's history. After leaving Outdoor Life, he would move on to an upstart magazine called Peterson's Hunting, writing many a great article for them as well. He would spend the rest of his days doing some writing and hunting with his wife and kids. One of the things I envy the most about him was not only did he have a family that supported his work, but his wife and later his son would join him on a lot of his hunts across the globe. His wife was one hell of a shot and could handle her rifle like any expert. Which is amazing because she didn't take any shortcuts. She didn't take the easy way out. She knew her gun, and she shot that rifle. Now, she didn't have any special treatment. She was like one of the guys, which I respect a hell of a lot more. It'd be great to find someone like that. Jack would pass away back in 1978, leaving behind decades of books and articles to tell the tales of his life for future generations. I highly recommend Game in the Desert, Sheep and Sheep Hunting, or any of his books on firearms. Sure, the information is dated, but the basics are still there. Even old information is good information. You can always improve upon what was done before, but you honestly you can't beat his books. The man knew what he was talking about. He wasn't one of these guys today, one of these hunters on TV or in the book or in the magazines today where all they're doing is shilling for whatever sponsors they have, whatever, whoever they're hunting, they shill for them. No, the man spoke his mind. He didn't pull any punches. He told it like it was. And honestly, that's all you can expect from somebody. I mean, how are you going to talk hunting if all you're concerned about is getting your sponsors in? Or you talk about have an unbiased critique of a rifle if Winchester or Remington or Savage is your sponsor. Jack O'Connor was the golden age of guns, gun writing and hunting. You didn't have all the bullshit that people put in the way. You didn't have to worry about sponsors. You didn't have to worry about stepping on anybody's toes. And you can hunt. I mean, the man hunted all over the globe. He hunted with many. He hunted with world leaders. He hunted everything, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating to read about. But should get on with the caliber now. I feel like I ramble, and I hate to make it sound like I'm just trying to eat time, but I love this. Like, I love being able to make a podcast and talk about the things that are passionate to me. It's honestly one of the only things I enjoy anymore. Like, not saying not in a depressed mood, but when I can talk about guns, you could hear it in my voice. Like, I love it. If it's not guns, I love talking history. It's the things that I can teach. I can teach stuff with. I can teach people stuff with. They I hope this. I hope I can make this bigger one day and go forward with it. But if not, hey, still shooting the shit about guns. So I can't go wrong, right? So, and now we're going with the 270 Winchester. Designed in 1923 and introduced in 1925 by Winchester in their Model 54 bolt-action rifle, the 270 has stood the test of time. Only the 30-06 and the 30-30 can claim a longer service life in commercial hunting rifles. The most common bullet weight for factory ammo is a 130 grain bullet. I myself have used the old silver tip bullet in 130 grain from Winchester. It was a great round, used extensively by my father on most of his big game hunts, with amazing success. The only trouble is, like any good thing, they don't make it anymore. I got a couple rounds here and there, and it's sad because I enjoyed shooting the cartridge, that particular bullet. They replaced it with the ballistic silver tip, which is sort of like it. I haven't had any experience shooting it in hunting scenarios yet, but at the target range it's pretty good. So see how that goes from there. Usual range for bullet weights is from 90, for factory ammo at least, is from 90 grains up to 150 grains. That is the one real disadvantage for the cartridge. Factory ammo, there's very limited bullet availability. Reloaders have more flexibility with their ammo, but it's something that is lost on the common rifle shooter. It just depends on the store shelf. I have an uncle that swears by factory ammo. He thinks it's foolish to hand load your ammo. But like my dad says, it's rather it's like buying a suit off of a store shelf compared to going to a tailor. The tailor fits the suit to you. That's the same thing with reloading. You could take one grain of powder here and there, and it changes the ballistics of the cartridge, the bullet. And you can tailor the cartridge to your gun. So I'll stick with my hand loading. I don't mind factory ammo if I'm in a spot or if I'm just throwing some rounds through a gun, but when I want peak performance, I'll hand load. A standard 130 grain performance adds up to about 3,200 feet per second muzzle velocity with about 2,950 foot-pounds of energy. Hand loads can vary depending on bullet and powder used. I'd suggest consulting your load book on that. You can get the 270 in a variety of different rifle types. Bolt, semi-auto, pump, single shot. You can even get it in any double rifle configuration. And you can get the 270 from every major gun company out there today. I myself have a Pre-64 Model 70 in it and a Remington 700 BDL. And personally, I'll never part with either one of them. I highly recommend the caliber for anyone wanting a long-range, flat-shooting rifle. You certainly won't be sorry. I know the caliber was a little bit short, but after being long-winded with the Jack O'Connor section, I figure it evens out a bit. Like I said, I was hoping for a hunting story for my dad. He had a good story actually involving the 270, but like I said, he don't want to He's not too keen on recording. I don't know why. But, hopefully I should be able to get him on soon. And I'll have him tell you that story and a whole bunch of other stories. Maybe I'll have an episode with just him and me shooting the shit about hunting stories. Like I said before in the previous podcasts, I'm hoping to get a camera or set something up through my computer to get a more visual element to the show. Right now, where I'm not that good with this stuff, so I'm kind of going with the basics right now. So, right now it's just an audio version. Plus, you don't want to see my ugly mug on a video. Plus, my messy reloading room. I don't know what the next show is going to be about. I'm thinking maybe just getting a couple friends together and just shooting the shit about guns. Nothing, kind of just a freestyle roundtable show. Nothing set in stone. Let the show develop as it is. I think that's it. I don't have anything else for you today. So, oh yeah. Before I leave, I posted a link on my Facebook page, the Baldos Gun Shop page. I stumbled across this. It was a Kickstarter campaign for a company that's making new kind of earplugs that they're push button, so they look like an old style headphones where they had that clip that goes around your ear, and it goes in your ear, and there's a button so you can, if somebody, what happens with me at the range all the time, somebody talks and I have to pull my plugs out, and then I can't. I hate having to keep putting them in and out. This one, there's got a button that actually opens it up, I guess, and you can actually talk. Which I can't wait to get a hold of them, because pulling your earplugs in and out, it gets a bit annoying after a while. And since our ears are, especially with the guns I shoot, I need the ear protection. This definitely will come in handy, so I suggest checking that link out. I figured it was at worst it'll help you guys out. I mean, I don't have any sponsors for the show yet, and I don't want to give free plugs out, but this one seemed worthwhile to me. You have an opportunity to buy pairs of it when you support them in their Kickstarter, so try it out and shoot me a line, see how they treat you. So, I forgot to get that in, but now I did, so I don't know when the next show should be out. Maybe later maybe if I can arrange it, maybe make up for the lost weeks. I have another maybe have a show later in the week recorded and set up. But if not, it should be next week. So, till I talk to you guys again, remember, you're ambassadors for the hunting and shooting world. Act accordingly. Act responsibly, and make the hunters and shooters that came before you and after you proud. Thanks. Take it easy. Bye.